Well, hello everybody, and welcome to a rainy day on Dark Forest. It is raining. Bear's not liking it. I don't know where he is. He was in his house. Come out, get a bite to eat, probably go back inside, get out of the rain. So, this week on Forestry Friday, I would normally again show you something inside the shed. Well, I might get to it, might not be able to get to it. We're gonna see what time allows us. So, let's get going right off the hop. We got the new shed down here by Dashboarding, his implement shed. Well, we bought ourselves a truck because now on Forestry Friday, we're going to do something a little bit different. Instead of just working right here in the yard, we're going to give it a little more visual aspects. A little more like it would look like in the game. So we got a TLX truck, and we're going to drive to our spot where we're working. We've made a yard here for bringing wood out to. We got a nice muddy road here, and this is what we'll be showing you this week. This right here. Not so much the case loader as what's attached to the case loader. We'll park the truck over here out of the way. Okay, so what we're going to show you is this. The FD45 John Deere feller buncher head for wheel loaders. Now, it does the same as the John Deere tracked feller buncher, only it's with a wheel loader. And myself, I find it just a little bit easier. We're going to showcase the tracked John Deere feller buncher at some point soon in Forestry Friday in the upcoming, well, future. But right now, we're going to show you this one. Now, this case 821G loader is what I'm using with this FD45 John Deere. Now, this movement I'm doing right here is L1 and right stick, left and right. Left and right. Left. And R1, or L1 and up and down controls your up and down, obviously. So, left and right, up and down, L1. R1, left and right. Left closes, right opens the grab. Left, right. Up and down, do nothing but mess with the camera angles. Now, L1 and R1 together control this arm. Now, what this arm does is it's meant to hold on to your second tree. You grab one, you cut it, you hold it with this arm, and then you can close this arm independently again and actually hold two trees in this, which I will show you. So, first, we're going to tuck that arm out of the way. We're going to start the... Oh, we already started the loader. So, we're going to pick out our first tree. We're going to pick out the one in the road. Okay, so, now there's a circle in this feller buncher head. There's actually a couple that you can see. Now, they are viewing sights. You work just like a target. You want to have the tree in that target. Myself, I don't like turning the saw on until I see the tree in the target. You want to have your saw as close to the ground as you can possibly get it without losing traction of the wheel loader. So, myself, I have an easier time doing an inside cab view. So, I'm just going to show you this one real quick. Now you can see inside that circle, I got it targeted. Inside that circle, I'm going to pull forward till I feel it stop the wheel loader. I'm going to R1 and left on the right analog stick until I feel it if you see that jittery, you're too tight. Loosen off. So just till you feel it, touch it. Right there. Now, this is about where you want this. Maybe tilt your head a little bit more. There we go. Now we're going to turn the saw on with L1 and square. And then I shut it off. I also R1 and left on the stick, right analog stick, to slowly pull that log into place. And now it's tight. Now L1, well, you know, it's a full grown tree, so we're gonna have some bounce in this. Now we'll get this to stop bouncing here. Okay. Now that secondary arm we were talking about does this, and now I can do this. So that's how that's supposed to work. And myself, I like to keep this one closed just as a good extra measure while we're traveling. We're actually going to drop this one on the pile back here. I've already got a few bunched up, and that was for the purpose of showing you what's in the dash modding pull-through workshop. Now again, I don't normally do this outside camera. I normally do this in cab view, but this is L1 and right analog stick. And you want to go nice and slow and not too much for jerky movements. And now the end of your yellow is where the end of your log's gonna be, and you want to just kind of keep that the same. So we're gonna let go. We're gonna let go of the log. I'm going to keep it turned that way so it stays in the pile. We're going to let go of the log with L1 and R1 and opening that second arm, and then R1 and right on the analog stick to let go of the tree. And it falls into the bunched pile, and that's how that works. Now we're going to go back and grab a couple of more just to show everybody a few times what it's done like. I honestly couldn't help work this mod when I first tried it. It took me a little bit of working, but it is definitely possible. I keep taking out the dead trees. I don't know why I'm doing it, but I just keep targeting the dead trees. So we're gonna keep targeting the dead trees. So we pull in. Now we want the saw like this. So we're in tight to the tree. We're going to grab the tree, not too tight. Turn the saw on. Shut the saw off. L1 and right stick to tip it back a little. R1, right stick to tighten that log up into place. Now we got it good and stiff. Now L1 and R1 and the right analog stick to use that top secondary holding arm. And now we're going to go to the next dead tree. We're gonna go to this one right here. And now that we're there, we're gonna open with R1 and right analog stick. And now we're gonna drive forward until we feel we've got it in there, and we're gonna close this in nice and snug. Turn the saw on. Just tilt your saw and drive forward till it starts to cut, then shut your saw off. Oh, I killed the whole machine. Oh, we're gonna lose it. Oh no. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna come back for that guy. You're probably thinking to yourself, Jethro, there's no way you can pick those logs up off the ground with that feather buncher head. It just won't work. It just wouldn't work. Well, what I'm here to tell you is, even here on PlayStation 4, with a little bit of practice, a little bit of patience, and a whole lot of willpower, you can do it. Now watch this. I mean, I'm no perfect logger, but if I can help a few of you understand a bit of it more, I'm going to be glad with that. And this mod can be used just like that. Now, mind you, I would honestly suggest just doing one tree at a time, and really it is quite fast once you get the hang of it. It is a bit floppy. Now you can pick your favorite wheel loader. I just happen to have this one downloaded, so this is the one that got put on Dark Forest, so it's what got picked for the job. Bang. Now that we've got those guys, we got quite a few of them bunched up there now. We got quite a few bunched up. I am way better with this feather buncher than I am with the track John Deere feather buncher, believe it or not. Okay, so that is pretty well that. L1 right stick, L1 right stick, R1 right stick, R1 right stick, L1 R1 right stick. That's about all there is to it. Targeting holes, fairly simple to run. Honestly, it is a very good way to take down trees if you want to, without using the more sought after traditional ways. This is a very unorthodox way of doing it, I would say. I mean, a lot of places do use tracked feather bunchers, and we're going over it. There we go, good old farm sim. Bang. That can't stay there, that's gonna be in our way. Oh, I still got the saw going. We just cut a piece off the end of there. There, so we'll put this guy. Now, that pile we got over there is all dead stuff. Dead stuff goes for the wood chipper. We're gonna put this guy in the live pile. He'll go for logs. So, I guess what we're gonna do this time is this way. I'm actually gonna show you in cab view for just a couple of trees, just exactly how Jethro does it. This is how I do it. I don't do it slow. I don't do it perfect. I forgot I turned on the second arm. There we go. Alright, so now, let's just show you a couple more here. Make sure everything's all open up. And You can always make your piles neater afterward, right? So there you have it. The John Deere Feller Buncher head. The John Deere Feller Buncher head. FD45. Awesome mod. It's great. If you can learn to run it, it works awesome. I just downed 3, 4, was there 4, 5, 6, 7 trees here just a few minutes. It doesn't take very long at all. So I guess what we'll show you next is the John Deere FD45 Feller Buncher head. Well, everyone, I do like to keep these, I'm starting to keep these a little bit shorter, 15 minutes, about give or take. So I think that's about this week's episode. I hope everybody enjoyed the Feller Buncher head. Next week, we'll be taking a crack at what's inside that dash modding shed. I promise you'll see it next week, because it's what we need to get these logs, just like they are, out of the woods and back out there to where the processor lies. So, thank you everybody. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Please give me a like, a subscribe. If you enjoyed it, leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Hopefully somebody learned something somewhere. If not, I hope you at least enjoyed the weekly episode of Forestry Friday. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good week. We'll see you next Friday.